Martyrs gathered for their 5th crusade at Wimbledon RFC to play in the Blazing Saddle Sevens, a tournament that supports War Child. With 16 teams split into 4 groups, the top 2 would enter the cup competition, the bottom 2 the plate. Silver Bugles would be their first match. Will Lush slid over for the first try, in a cagey half that was low on scores, but high on hits. Defensive pressure forced an error, and a walk-in for Ben Boddingham. A win against the head led to a counter-attack. Ed Yarnton pounced on the opportunity. The Martyrs were just getting warm. St James Oldboys were clearly there for the social, as 117 kgs of Hugo Milford Scott managed to outpace someone. Imagine his delight. Sam Bellhouse waltzed over for his second, promptly followed by one from Tristan Corp. Their next opponents were at the top of the group, having demolished St James and the Silver Bugles by over 40 points. The Martyrs needed to crank it up a level they like to call pain. The Martyrs deployed a strategy of intimidation by adding venom to every hit and every attack. Blocks and bangers were young and fit, showing tough resilience. So the Martyrs set about breaking this through power in the counter scrum and pace out wide. The second half saw a change of direction. Punch through the middle with Henry Gurney's face. Credit to Bloxham as they refused to stay down. However, Huggy had other ideas. His rampaging run sent out a clear signal. The Martyrs were here to play. The Thundercats were unprepared for the blitz that was headed their way. Harry scored his second. The opponent stood puzzled. Touchdowns from Tristan and Bodsey ended the half and finally woke the Thundercats as they went over early in the second. Ed's fancy footwork mesmerized the opposition. And Harry went for his hat-trick. Ed's feet continued to twinkle, but it was his iron fist that tamed the Thundercats. The half-back partnership of Ed and Harry was beginning to flourish as they initiated the first assault. Tristan breezed past the enemy to provide a 12-point cushion. Their deadly playmaker Tom Foden cuts through the Martyrs' line. which brought them into the game. Still furious from his missed tackle, Sam decided to teach these minnows the true meaning of the word mighty. Strong. The minnows exploited a hole as a martyr lay injured. Payback. With their defense stretched, Tristan challenged their best player to a race. And came first. This triggered a remarkable fight back. Spurred on by the crowd, they managed to level the score with time running out. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The ball was sent to the man with the S on his shirt. The game ended at 29-24. The Martyrs were in the final. The Martyrs set up a defensive wall as the Castaways enjoyed all of the first half possession. But no joy. Silly mistakes and one complete howler gifted them an easy try. Crucially, the conversion was missed. With nothing on, Harry disgraced the outside man. But the chance was squandered, to the delight of the crowd. An invigorated Castaway side came flying out of the blocks in search of glory. Namdi said no. From their try line, the Martyrs launched an attack. Tristan and Harry's lung-busting length of the field efforts put the Martyrs momentarily in the lead. As tired bodies began to miss tackles, the Martyrs dug deep to cling on. Inevitably, a tsunami wave breached the white wall that had been so sturdy all day. The referee signaled 20 seconds remaining. Confusion saw the ball bounce into touch. This was the last throw of the dice. Unfortunately, the cameraman stopped filming because he became emotionally compromised, as did everyone who witnessed the unprecedented finale to this encounter, beginning with Bodsy's suicide ball to Harry's Houdini escape. Then somehow Captain Nnamdi Chinyere miracled his way past the defense and found himself with acres of space and visibly crying with fatigue. Behold, in support was the very player that threw the dice of death. Ben Boddingham's try sunk the Castaways, and Harry Sutton's conversion dropped the curtain on a dramatic spectacle. The Martyrs triumphed by playing simple but effective rugby. Special mention must go to Hugo Milford-Scott and Henry Gurney for their unhinged savagery, to Tristan Corp and Sam Bellhouse for their captivating pace, to the versatile Ed Yarnton, the wonder from down under, and finally to Nnamdi Chinyere for his leadership and for taking this team to new heights. But there can be only one MVP, one player of the tournament, one Harry Sutton. Having featured in every Martyrs team since the Crusade began, he has played in practically every position because the bottom line is, Harry has to start. He has found his niche at fly half, a position where he is given carte blanche to express himself with freedom. A playmaker confident enough to attempt the audacious and skillful enough to almost always pull it off. He had a hand in all the crucial moments of the games. With a tireless engine, deceptive speed and clinical finishing, this talented footballer is at the pinnacle of his game. Whether these abilities are genetic or developed through a rigorous Spartan regime, Harry Sutton is an artist, and this tournament was his masterpiece. This was the most balanced team selected thus far, with appropriate amounts of power, pace and panache. Their strategy and self-belief won them the grand prize, if not the affections of the crowd. But Martyrs Crusade is about playing for each other, for teddies, and to friendships that will last a lifetime. And that is good cause for celebration.